what they want to prove. They failed to provide a definition for expedite. So expedite means to make an action happen sooner or be accomplished more quickly or to make a premature decision. The definition says it all. Expediting the death penalty will cause mistakes, money, and take potential innocent lives away. They are proposing something that is already being done. In November, California voters narrowly voted Proposition 66, which speeds up the legal process leading to an execution. The California Supreme Court blocked the measure weeks later. According to the State Attorney General John Van de Kamp and Ron Briggs, Prop 66 will cause confusion and appeal, and the courts interfere their authority and force both courts and lawyers into hurried and less reliable decisions in capital cases. With hurried and less reliable decisions in capital cases can cause people to be wrongfully convicted. Does $101.7 million sound good to be handed to someone who was wrongfully committed with your tax money? According to U.S. District Court Judge Nancy Gertner ordered a $101.7 million award for a wrongful conviction. How will this help the economy? There's a 4.1% false conviction rate. That means a wrongful conviction rate of 1% would translate to 20,000 people punished for crimes they didn't commit. If more people have been so if people are convicted and they are executed and later proved innocent, the lawsuits will increase and cost us more money. So she said that the technology is advancing and all this other stuff. So the technology is advancing, which why causes more appeals in the people in the death row, because if the new evidence is coming and new technology, that's why the majority of people in death row appeal, and that's why it takes a longer process. There's a case. There's a current death row girl. Her name's Rosie Alfaro. She was tried and convicted of first-degree murder, and the jury deadlocked 10-2 on the sentence to death. The penalty phase of the trial was declared a mistrial because there was an error in the legal proceeding, because a family member of the victim was part of the jury. Suppose that she was executed and later was proven that it was a mistrial. The family would be suffering and potentially sue for that error. You talk about closure for the victim, but supposing the suspect is innocent, what will happen to her family's closure? So the reason why it takes time is because there's multiple steps in appeals, like I mentioned before, in the death penalty, because there are multiple steps, because it is the ultimate punishment and there's no room for error, according to the U.S. District Court Judge Nancy Gertner again. And then they mentioned that they want to use the lethal injection, but the lethal injection is already being used. According to the LA Times, there are currently 749 inmates in the death row, and our opponent is proposing to plan to give them all the lethal injections. Okay, they mentioned the lethal injection cost is about $4,200, and if this happens, more money taxpayers have to pay. $4,200 times 749 death rows sure adds up to a lot of money. Average cost of all, okay, so the average cost of executions in 27 years was $114 million, and for a taxpayer annually was $34,150. Imagine how much money will be taxed if it happens daily, according to their plan. And that's it.